Hi guys, it's me, Susan. Welcome to Cruisin' with Susan. Let's see where we're at. It's April 28th, a Saturday, and I'm going to share a few of my thoughts with you about what it means to experience joy. And this is not something I could have done really even not that long ago, maybe a year and a half ago. I don't think I could have. Maybe I was just on my way. Anyhow, if you don't have a history of depression or self-esteem or self-doubt, you might not be able to relate to this at all. So that's fine. But those of you who do, as I do, you might have occasionally wondered, you read about people talk about experiencing joy, and you might have wondered, what is that? And are they for real? And does that really happen? And how do you do that? It almost feels fake, although I believe the people, but I couldn't really imagine because I very rarely, I could say I felt happy and I had a good time or I had fun, but the concept of joy really escaped me. It seemed almost like new agey, like a little frou-frou or something a little too extreme to be real. Okay, well now I can tell you, I really, and it's funny, the way you get it, at least for me, the way you get it isn't very dramatic. It isn't through a lot of steps or a lot of, I don't know, meditating or whatever. I've noticed a couple of things that I do that I think contribute to being able to feel joy. Like what prompted me to make this video today was sitting outside and thinking, thinking I feel joyful. So I guess I was feeling joy, and there, there wasn't that much that was making that happen. It's not like some incredibly wonderful thing happened. In fact, some things that weren't that great happened, and I was even able to feel joyful about that. So imagine that. So here's the things I noticed, some behaviors that you might play around with or at least pay attention to and see if you ever do it or see if you start to do it and then hold back or something like that. The first one that I noticed is that I often have a feeling of being grateful that comes up in me at just very simple, everyday times. And this has been true for quite a long time. When I go to the bathroom in the morning, when I get up, I feel grateful for indoor plumbing. And I actually think that. I actually imagine, not every single day, and you may be too young ever to have gone to the restroom in an outhouse. I never lived in a situation where I had to, but I vacationed in a couple of situations where that was the way you did it. And so anyway, you get the gist. When I stepped out into my garage this morning to get my the dog food for Rosie, I looked around and I felt I'm so grateful that I have a garage. Now, my garage, my car does fit in it, just barely, but my garage is a wreck. It's full of stuff that probably hasn't been touched since Mike was alive, and that's 8 years now, or well before that. It needs to be cleaned out. It's got a bunch of cardboard boxes sitting around waiting for if I ever move stuff or ever sell my stuff on eBay and have to ship it. I'm saving cardboard boxes just for that special event. But anyway, in the past, I would look around and say, oh God, you're such a slob. When are you going to clean this garage? This looks terrible. I would feel shame imagining everyone else's immaculate garages or even just organized garages. So I just noticed that there are many times where whatever I'm doing, instead of having that old familiar feeling of this should be some other way, I should be doing something else, it's not enough, it's not good enough, or I should have done it differently, or other people are having more fun than me or something like that. I really have been shifting to just appreciating whatever it is I'm doing, and it doesn't have to be exotic or a huge deal. And that leads me to the second thing that I've noticed that has shifted in me. And I will say it's better late than never, because I'm really old, and to just be getting to this point now, it would be easy for me to say, "Oh, why didn't I figure this out sooner? Why is it taking me so long? I can't believe it. I'm this old lady who's finally feeling joyful." And I feel like how awesome that I could even feel this, and how lucky am I that my life is providing me with this experience at this time. I mean, that I have, in walking my path, this is where I am. So anyway, the other thing I noticed is an acceptance of myself, instead of what used to be literally nonstop criticism. Like I said, should have done it better, should have done it different. Today, I did a lot of different things, but I just kind of didn't go by a real tight timetable of everything. I didn't spend as much time with the horses as I thought I should, or something. As I was coming home, I'm like, gee, I didn't really stay very long. Like who cares? I stayed as long as I felt like staying, and I'm finally able to really think that way. Like, it's really okay. However I did it, however I chose to spend my day, was completely fine. And it's not like it should be some other way. But if you don't notice how subtly you do that, you can walk around sort of constantly feeling shame, like not good enough, almost like apologizing for your existence, because you never do whatever you should be doing. And whatever you do, you think, well, I should have done something else. The irony is, if you did that other thing, then you'd be feeling you should have done something else besides that. So it's like a constant second guessing, evaluating, and failing. And if you can notice that and then realize there's absolutely no reason why the negative interpretation of how you spent your day is more true than the positive one, or the accepting one. It doesn't even have to be positive. It's just like, it was fine how I spent my day. Not adding that extra layer of judgment and wrongness. So if you can start kind of adding the gratitude, and I don't, at the end of the day, I don't sit down and write in a gratitude journal. I don't come up with 3 things that I'm grateful for. The feeling just comes up in me spontaneously during the day. And I like that. And like I said, certain activities, when it's raining, I feel so grateful that I have a home, and that my roof isn't leaking, or that I'm not homeless and freezing my butt off somewhere, I feel grateful for that. I feel for people who don't have those things, but I don't feel ashamed of being glad I have them. My good fortune doesn't make me superior to people who have less good fortune, but it's okay for me to be glad about it. I don't know. It sounds really simple maybe, but it's like mind-blowing when you can you add the layer of gratitude, and you remove the layer of self-doubt and assumption that you're not good enough, and voila, you're happy, and dare I say, joyful. So try that on for size, and let me know what you think. It's just, I don't know, it's just a great feeling. It prompted me to make this video, which I haven't done, as you know, in a while. And it's just allowing me to just live my life instead of having a constant evaluation system going on in the back of my head that always leaves me coming up short. And that alone is enough to feel joyful about. So, I don't know, do with that what you will. And I hope you're all having fun too. And I would love to hear from you. So, either comment or give me a call or email me, hullsusan@sbcglobal.net. That's the old people's email address. Anyway, I don't know. I'm even accepting of the fact that I'm old. My new statement is not bad for somebody your age. So that's how I make that joyful. Okay, anyway, as always, I hope that you will live well, laugh often, and love much, and be joyful. And I hope to see you soon on Cruisin' with Susan. Bye now. Bye now. Bye now. Okay, my little thing isn't working. Okay, bye now.